So it's been really a great honor to be invited to this space. I was doing a conference, a women's conference in the Midwest where the United Church for Christ and the Disciples of Christ met together, a women's conference. About 4,000 or 5,000 women came together. And Dr. Bernice Johnson Regan, myself, and Carrie Newcomer were invited to do the culture, to be part of the musical evening. And it was while I was there that I learned about you. So the networking goes on, whether we know it or not. We are constantly being introduced to one another. When I was asked to do that conference, I said to them, well, you know I'm not a Christian. Why would you invite me to your conference? And they said, well, we're really working to have part of our Christianity be to expand our open arms to the other. And both in the previous gathering and today, I just want to thank you for how you practice that in your church and in your faith. But it was interesting at this conference because there were people who would come up to me and say, well, I know you say you're not a Christian, but you really are at heart. You really walk the Christian walk. And it got me thinking about how interesting it is that we would assume that people from other belief systems would not believe in love and light, and somehow start to think that it is only our own belief system that carries the highest and greatest love and light. And it is, I think, that way of thinking that is leading us in to the next world war. So how in our own practice, whatever it is, whether we are Muslims or Buddhists or atheists, agnostics, Christians, Jews, witches, pagans, do we have the confidence to hold on to our own belief system with such confidence that we can allow it to change every second as we learn something, and we don't need the world to share it in order to hold it, and nor do we have to believe that ours is the only path to our highest selves. I felt a need to somehow speak to some of those people who were in a very aggressive way turning against all of humanity and using God as the inspiration for war and abuse. And I felt the need to say to them that I ain't afraid of your Yahweh. I ain't afraid of your Allah. I ain't afraid of your Jesus. I'm afraid of what you do in the name of your God. I ain't afraid of your churches. I ain't afraid of your temples. I ain't afraid of your praying. I'm afraid of what you do in the name of your God. Well, can we rise up? Find a higher power, free up from fear, it will devour you. Watch out for the ego of the hour. The ones who say they know it are the ones who will impose it on you. I ain't afraid of your Yahweh. I ain't afraid of your Allah. I ain't afraid of your Jesus. I'm afraid of what you do in the name of your God. Can we rise up? Find a higher story, free up from the gods of war and glory. Watch out for the threats of purgatory. The spirit of the wind won't make a killing off of sin or Satan. I ain't afraid of your Yahweh. I ain't afraid of your Allah. I ain't afraid of your Jesus. I'm afraid of what you do in the name of your God. And I ain't afraid of your dances. I ain't afraid of your music. I ain't afraid of your children. I am afraid of what you do in the name of your God.